it's a 2002 Staunton Stevenson. It's an ex-Army truck because I wanted to get my motorbike inside. 6-wheel drive, central tire inflation. This thing weighs 15 tons, right? It's 30,000 pounds. You could go 85 miles an hour with this thing. Adventure bike, one wheel, an e-bike. I got mountain bikes. I pretty much don't run out of power. Well, welcome aboard, Phil. Basically, we've got pretty much everything you would have in a house, but like on a small scale. Built it to be off-grid for a long time and to be able to roll into camp and have no setup. I tried to build it on an economical scale. I learned the hard way with a couple builds. Down the mob.
All right, everyone. Well, we are here with Mike, Drive the Globe.
That's right.
And you're absolutely beautiful 6x6 here. This thing is going bye-bye, huh?
It is going bye-bye, yeah. Sadly, I go through a truck every couple of years. I like to, primarily because I like to build, right?
You build some amazing machines. So we're gonna do a walkthrough of this thing and show you how it's been your full-time home on wheels
for the last 2.5 years.
2.5 years, yeah. Wow. Yeah. Seems like just yesterday you had the other four-wheel orange one.
Well, they kind of look the same, right? So a lot of people didn't even know I got a new truck.
Yeah, well, that's your doing by the branding. And so if you're not already following and subscribe to Drive the Globe on YouTube, Instagram, all the things, go do that.
So basically it's a 2002 Staunton Stevenson. I got it, it's an ex-Army truck. This was a flatbed, and I bought a communication box off of a different truck, also military. And then we basically took that box, which was 12 feet, and extended it to 21 feet. So I've got 17 feet of habitat storage and then 4 feet of the garage. And the garage was really the motivation behind building this latest build, because I wanted to get my motorbike inside, out of the rear of the truck. This ramp system from Neodyne, that's actually made in Europe, is run, believe it or not, by a simple cordless drill. Lowers it up and down. Yeah. And it can lift up to like 1,500 pounds. You could put a Harley in here. This thing comes down, basically it extends out, tips down, the wheel chock comes down to the ground. All you do is put the bike into the wheel chock, pulls it up, flips up, slides in. 45 seconds you can load the bike up or unload it.
So wild. I think when we were camped next to each other at Expo East, I think you had it like on display.
I did,
like
with the motorcycle halfway up.
Dude, so cool.
Yeah. I was always, to be honest with you, I was always worried about it falling on myself while I was trying to load it. So having it in the garage was great. Didn't get dirty. Didn't worry about anybody stealing it. But the unintended consequence of building a garage was that I got all my electronic gear, my water stuff and everything on the wall here. So easy access, easy to fix, and out of my cabinets inside. And I probably got like 40% more space in the truck because of it.
So wild, just taking a quick peek at all that, but super cool. You got any issues? You want to check on anything, fix anything? It's all right there. You step right up in there.
So everything's there. All my solar controllers, my 3,000 watt inverter, my instant hot water heater. I've got on the board this truck 175 gallons of fresh water, so I can stay off grid. Yeah,
you can shower, man.
Right? I mean, water, food, and power. Those are the three things you need.
Yeah.
So I can stay off grid for a long time. I've got 1,200 amp hours of lithium battery and 2,000 watts of solar on the roof. So I pretty much don't run out of power either.
Which is good, because you've been in Baja for like a year, right?
Yeah, exactly. I've been down in Mexico for a year, so traveling around the peninsula. Yeah.
Oh man, you're living the dream, and you got storage for the adventure bike, like
adventure bike, one wheel. I got an e-bike. I got mountain bikes. I got all that stuff. Yeah. Toys. You gotta have toys,
dude. That's what Down the Mob is all about. You know, camping, overlanding, but like mobbing stuff, going fast, and getting into your hobbies, your things that if you live at home might even take a lot more work than if you're just out here.
Yeah, because they're already first of all, they're already on board your truck, right? So if you live at home, you got to get it out of the closet, you got to get it somewhere in the car, you got to whatever. But I like to travel with all of the stuff, right?
Yeah. Oh, amazing.
So and then back here, I got the rear deck. So if I, wheel up to whatever, this, on a beach up next to the ocean, I push, back the truck in and sit on my chair and look at the scenery.
Beautiful. Yeah, the rear deck, the outdoor space is clutch for sure.
It's
big
key.
old stairs. These are just for the rear deck, huh?
That's just for the rear. Well, so these stairs were original to the Army truck, right?
Oh,
so
cool.
they went into those van doors at the back open up. And I didn't want to lose those. So as I was saying before, the 12-foot box came back to about here. You can see this is where we fabbed it together.
Nice.
And then from here back was extended, but we cut the doors off of that and moved them back here and then basically connected the dots.
No big deal. It's amazing with the wrap and the craftsmanship. You just wouldn't even know.
My fab guys are killer. I mean, they even wanted to match all the rivets on everything.
Yeah.
So it came out pretty good.
Man, that's cool. Big awning. That is like, I think, the biggest awning.
So people ask me about that. These are 18-foot awnings. They're powered Dometic awnings. And I've got them actually on both sides of the truck because they're not really made to sit under because they're so high.
Yeah.
They're actually made to block the sun on the sides of the truck.
Nice.
So I put them on both sides, and I got to tell you, it cuts down the heat inside dramatically. That's the big deal.
Yeah, that's great. You don't have your walls getting all hot.
Right.
Dude,
but
so cool.
Nice thing about the comm boxes, they are thick. They're like 3-inch thick walls, 4 inches I think on the ceiling and the floor, blown in insulation right from the military.
Yeah.
So they're kind of like freezer boxes.
Yeah.
So it works out pretty good for climate control, you know.
That's awesome. Obviously got the 6 wheels, and these things come with central tire inflation.
6-wheel drive, central tire inflation, push button from the cab for off-road, for sand, for mud. Yeah, you can do it on the fly as you drive. I upgraded the truck, the differentials with what they call highway gears, 307s, and the eco hubs reduce the hub gears from 2-to-1 to 1-to-1. So the net effect of that is cool because it reduces your noise, improves your fuel mileage, and makes it like be able to go. I mean, you could go 85 miles an hour with this thing if you wanted to. I highly don't recommend it with 4-foot tall tires.
Yeah, that'd be scary.
But I typically can cruise 65 to 70 miles an hour comfortably, and it's quiet.
Wow.
Which is amazing.
I wouldn't
The more amazing thing is, for this thing weighs 15 tons, right? It's 30,000 pounds. Gets about a little over 10 miles a gallon.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
So at 100, I carry about 125 gallons of diesel, which means, you know, you're talking about a 1,000-mile range.
Wow. The numbers are impressive.
So, which is not, I like to tell people it's one of the lower cost per square foot to build on a big, you know, expedition rig kind of thing, because they're fairly inexpensive from the military for what you get, right? Because you get, you know, the central tire inflation. If I pop open this box, it's got air over hydraulic to lower the spare tire up and down, because there's no way even you and I are ever getting that tire up together.
Nope.
It's like 400 pounds.
Yeah.
So that's nice. It's got cab tilt automatically, so it's easy access to the. It's got this particular model has a 7.2 liter Caterpillar 3126 engine. It's got an Allison transmission in it, so it's easy actually to get it worked on any diesel shop anywhere you can stop, and they know the stuff, so Dude, it's not that big of a deal. That
is awesome. Yeah, these things come you know, pretty decked out from the Army. My wife drives them.
Yeah.
Before they look like this.
And they're not that comfortable when they come out of the Army, though, let me tell you.
That's what I've heard.
Oh, no. So we could check out the cab.
Yeah.
If you go inside here, outside we custom fabbed up the ladders and the rack system, so I was able to put storage on the roof, some brush protection in the front. Then if you open up into the cab, it does not look anything like you would find it in the military.
Oh, yeah. Wow, it's tall up there.
Tall, man.
Woo! I can kind of get up. Oh, you got a nice co-fridge in here. Shieldman seats.
So you got Shieldman seats. You got ice cold fridge. You got air conditioning in the cab. I've got you know, rear view camera and everything. Music. I can cruise along and listen to music as I'm driving, you know, reasonably, and it's not that loud.
Wow. You got big old speakers.
So it's push button, 7-speed automatic transmission. So it's got, you know, enough, quote, modern luxuries.
Yeah.
I put in tons of insulation up here in the headliner.
Yeah. And
then, you know, dyno mat and dyno pad to insulate it on the floor. So it's pretty quiet. It runs on airbags. here for the cab, so it actually rides pretty good, which kind of scares you a little bit as I go bumping around off-road, because I'm riding nice in the cab, and I keep wondering, I wonder what's going on with my with my plates and my silverware and stuff in the back.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the tour outside, I guess.
Yeah.
We could go take a look inside. Let's go up the stairs.
Let's do it. Little apartment up in there. And if you notice, we took a little inspiration from builds like Mike's here with the slide out deck and stairs on the Mobzilla.
Yeah, it's just floor, you know, it's just regular drawer slides that go in. I think they're rated for 500-600 pounds.
Yeah.
Slide in when you're on the road. If I stealth camp, I don't even deploy them, right? I climb on the tire and come in.
Yeah.
But inside here, we've got...
I have not been inside here yet
you have not been inside. Well, welcome aboard, Phil.
Thank you, man. Oh, man.
There we go.
This is luxury.
So basically, we've got pretty much everything that you would have in a house, but like on a small scale, right? Mm-hmm. I got my kitchen is the first thing. We've got, you know, stovetop, oven. Above that, up here, we got a microwave. I do got the vent hood, and then of course, you know, I'm a little lazy, so in the morning you gotta have coffee. I got an espresso machine where I can just stick a pot in there.
I love it.
Toaster. I wanted to, you know, I cook a lot. Typically I cook outside, but if I do cook inside, you always want somewhere to clean dishes and stuff, so I didn't want to skimp on the sink, so I got a big double bowl sink. It's nice, easy to clean dishes and everything in. And then I've got a UV light water filtration system for my drinking water, so you can see the little blue light comes on. That means it's good to drink. Supposedly you could drink out of an African swamp, but I mean, I haven't tried that.
Yeah, right.
Who knows?
You have been to Africa, but not in this truck,
have,
right?
Not in this truck. Yeah. No, I've been in almost every country in Africa except for South Africa, ironically. So, but that was all Land Rovers. That was, you know, Land Rovers.
Land Rover days.
Whole different story. And then underneath here, this pulls out, so I've got a dual zone ice cold refrigerator. Under here, fridge freezer, and you saw the other one in the cab. So plenty of storage for food. I like to be able to go off grid and stay off grid for a long time.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I built this. Built it to be off grid for a long time and to be able to roll into camp and have no setup.
Yeah.
Like no setup and takedown. Like I could get out of here right now in a minute.
Yeah.
Like everything is attached. So like as you can see, this stuff doesn't move.
Yeah.
It's all screwed down.
And it doesn't look like it looks like a house.
Toaster doesn't move. Nothing moves.
So cool.
Cabinets are all magnetic.
Yeah.
And I like the really strong magnets, so they don't open when you drive.
And what's this material?
So, I get flack online about this. I build the last 3 builds. This is all IKEA. They're all IKEA cabinets, and people are like, don't they, you know, last all the bumping and banging?
You've proven
no problems with them. So.
That's awesome.
And IKEA is nice too, because if you ever get tired of what they look like, you can change out the faces, right? You just change the color or whatever.
I love it. I love it.
Ceiling is just, you know, I went with this in all my trucks because it's kind of my theme now. They're just glue on, you know, fake tin ceiling. And then I got this little thing here that pops up if I ever want to guest or you want to eat or something or whatever, do more work on a table. That's also magnetic. I got my workspace over here, and as being a content creator, of course, underneath the cabinet's open, and that's where I have plugs and everything to charge all my camera gear and all that kind of stuff stays plugged in.
Man, this is dialed. That looks like a nice spot to edit. And there's those Land Rovers.
Yeah. So I've decorated the whole inside with like past trips, past trucks. This kind of remembers all my adventures while I'm doing new ones. In the middle here, we got like my command center. So one of the things I've learned over the years when I'm building stuff is might want to upgrade in the future, right? So what I did is I put this command center in, and these panels come off. They unscrew, and this is a chase. So all of this is chased back underneath the truck back to the garage. So if I want to run a new wire or something or upgrade some kind of piece of equipment, I can do that fairly easily by just removing all of this. And you can see I've got touch screen control for like lighting. This is all through that Garmin control system. These are my monitors for solar, for my inverters, for my batteries, weather station here. This is a controller for my my indoor heating system. I run a marine propane fire heater actually to heat the habitat. Amazon Alexa, you want to play music or ask her questions or whatever. And then I got my remote controls for the you know, the awnings, for the air conditioner, for the max air vent fan. And then coming back this way, I really am a shower guy. I like taking showers. And so I didn't want my bathroom to be part of the shower. I wanted it to be a dry bathroom. So I had a separate toilet, which is a cassette toilet, a big sink, because you know how you're washing your hands or your face, you're splashing water all over the place. So I want it big enough. So that's my bathroom. Once again, decorations of trips to Egypt or, you know, I don't know, all of the artist circle up there with the Unimog. And then a full real shower with a glass door and a rain head shower, so you're like it's like you're at home. That was kind of a priority. I know it takes up space, but whatever. And then across from it, I got plenty of wardrobe storage for hanging clothes, for drawers to keep stuff in, shoes underneath, all that kind of crap. And and then in the back, the bed. And I learned the hard way with a couple builds. I put the air conditioning system above the bed because priority obviously is getting a good night's sleep. So the air blows down right at you, and I put this thing in here, and I can put curtains across here. So if I really want to keep the AC that way,
yeah.
And I got my TV back there. And
wow, dude, this is so impressive, and all the things you've learned and now applied.
Well, that's the thing is this truck is almost identical to my last build, and I just
very similar.
I just tweaked a few little things that I liked a little bit different and better, but it's dialing in all the time, right? We're always dialing into, you know, make it better, make it. I tell people there's no such thing as a perfect truck, right? Like it's either too big, too small, too slow, too not good enough off road, you know, not good enough on the highway, right? I mean, there's always something wrong with it.
It's so good for you guys to hear that. If you're planning your build, if you've got one and you want to sell it, you want to get a different one, absolutely. There's no perfect.
I mean, I'm
thing.
happiest probably on my motorcycle, to be honest, on two wheels, but I'm too much of a pansy to like go around the world on a. I'm right. I mean, I don't like it.
Well, me either. I haven't done it. I think it'd be super cool. But
it would.
Yeah.
But
and you've done bicycle stuff through Baja.
Oh man,
bike packing.
Yeah, bike packing. I rode from San Diego to the bottom of Baja, 1,800 miles. Took 2.5 months on a bicycle, 4-inch fat bike.
Oh.
And
that's brutal.
Let me tell you, half of it was pushing the bike.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's all overlanding at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
That's the way I look at it. It's just a venture. Camping. We call it camping.
Yeah, right. It once was just camping, right? Holy cow! It's incredible.
So that's kind of the inside. I mean,
yeah.
I try to build like so that other people can, you know, imitate me and look at product. I try to build it on an economical scale. That's the thing. I mean, I try to make it look nice, but you know, IKEA cabinets, just you know, wood stuff, fake wood stuff from Home Depot. This stuff is off of Amazon. So I'm not trying to break the bank. You know, like that's the whole idea of buying a military platform in the first place is try to keep the cost down.
Absolutely. Wow, dude, super cool. Hope you guys took some inspiration from that. And yeah, Mike can drive the globe in your travels. And very honored to be able to do a video of this rig before it finds its new owner.
That's right. And then I'll be doing another build, and you know, you guys will know about it. Well, it's a secret right now, but it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be way different. Yeah. And way smaller.
Yeah.
So it'll be weird, but it'll still be me, don't worry.
I wonder what it'll be. Those aren't that many hints, but I like the mystery there. So, well, we'll see. And thank you again, Mike.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Always appreciate it. Love camping with you, hanging out.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Super fun. And yeah, they're finally wrapping up Expo West. I think we're gonna have to get out.
We're gonna get kicked out of here.
Yeah. But comment. Let us know what you guys think of Mike's rig, and of course, hit the like and subscribe. We're doing tons of rig walkthroughs, and this is one of the things I love doing the most, showing other people's rigs. So Mike's definitely down to mob.
Down to mob.
Make sure you go subscribe, drive the globe. The only question is, are you down to mob the globe? I don't know.
Maybe. Let's try it.